The following program is for adult audiences only.
This is
Eric and Gord. What if we're right?
Live right now.
Are you ready?
Find and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
That's awesome. Hi there. Happy Sunday. January 17th, 2021. I'm Eric, talking at you from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. And tonight's episode is brought to you by H2O, the water with a surprise in every bottle.
It's a salty surprise.
Oh. Hey, Gord.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm actually okay. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
We are, for the second time, although for you guys it's the first time, testing out Riverside.fm. Seems pretty cool so far. The recordings sound fantastic, and we also have the ability to live stream while we do this, but I don't know how to set that up while we're recording, and I'm not going to bother trying. But anyway, Riverside.fm, very cool broadcasting site, and
Very
we've
nice.
got Captivate.fm is our new podcast host, and they're great. And the two combined, I think I switched to save money, and combining these two is just slightly more than what I switched from. So, big fat fail there.
But sound quality up,
Much better.
picture quality up.
Better. And so far no interruptions. So,
Yeah.
I did discover a couple of interesting things while I was setting this all up. We are officially, finally, on Amazon.com.
Yay!
I can't find us on Amazon.ca, but we are on Amazon.com. There's 2 episodes currently on Amazon, available through their Audible app. 2 episodes I've never heard of, so I'm interested in hearing them.
For the first time.
Because they're not our titles, and they don't sound like our episodes. And one of them is a half-hour promo from September, which I don't think I ever did. So that'll be neat to check out.
Interesting to find there's like a bootleg copy of us out there.
I think it is. It's not our regular cover art, and it's not our titles, or I don't know. Bezos has got some weird shit going on over there.
It's probably just a recording that they tapped in of one of us masturbating.
Because we know he directly oversees the podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
That's funny. So,
damn dirty Bezos.
check us out on Amazon and Captivate and Podpage. Because we got a pod page now. You go to podpage.com and there's our pod page. That's all them. They just sent me a thing going, you have one of these now. Pay for it. And I went, okay.
All right. That's what we got to do.
And, of course, the all-new ericgord.com, which is not as cool as the pod page, and that pisses me off.
Isn't that kind of figure, though?
I might have to rethink my strategy. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for telling your friends. No idea. I didn't check numbers on the weekend. It was not a numbers checking weekend. So I have no idea where we're at, but I'm sure we're great.
I'm going to make up a few. Jumped up to 4 million listeners. We are number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 in India.
Oh, probably.
Yep. And
I haven't looked at any charts or anything.
and there is a crazy person around the corner from me that holding up a sign saying, "The end is nigh. Eric and Gord are here."
Definitely it is. The end has been nigh for ever since I figured out what nigh meant.
I'm assuming it means here.
Pretty much.
Coming. Yeah.
It's like
Imagine
now.
it'd be funny if it was coming, because that'd be hilarious to hear that in porn now. Oh, baby, I'm nigh.
Yeah. That's why we don't use old words like that, because they sound stupid.
It's true.
Yeah, we're not doing bad. Our numbers are looking good.
Nice.
Well, on one thing anyway. I haven't been to Chartable in 1,000 years. I don't know if we chart anymore. I don't think we're registered.
I still get emails from them.
I pulled, I don't have us registered with them anymore. So, whoever's doing that, Like, it's not me, so I don't know why they're measuring us, because I took them off our thing. But anyway. Oh, they have an app now. Fuck off. Just tell me if I'm on a chart or not. Anyway,
That's
kids.
all I know.
Someone, I guess we just jump right into a little bit of news. I only have a couple stories here. I've also got on this day. It's been a very interesting day in the history of the world.
I like on these days. They're fun.
And I can talk about a new Eric and Gord.
Ooh, that's exciting.
It is. It's been a long time since we've had a new Eric and Gord on the show. This one's kind of weak, but they're there.
Is it the two last name things? Something Gord and something Eric?
Oh, no. They're definitely an Eric and Gord. They're just not that exciting.
No. Well, how can they be? We got that fucking marker covered.
It's true. Okay. We are just checking the charts here. And I don't see us. That's
We're right where we belong.
Why is this thing... Chartable got stupid. Hey, other podcasters. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say, by the way. Other podcasters, or people who like podcasts, or people who listen to podcasts. We want guests. We need a bunch of guests to round out the end of our season because we have nothing to talk about. So if you have things to talk about, we would like you to be on our show. You can reach us through ericgord.com or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the usual suspects. And you got something you want to talk about? This is the place to do it. We'll talk about it with you.
Yes.
No holds barred. Anything goes.
Any topic.
I put out a little thing on Facebook last night. You guys can find a little post all about it, which included the final draft of the Eric and Gord cartoon characters I'm working on, which is pretty spectacular.
Very cool.
Did you see that on Messenger last night?
Yes, I did. I have no facial hair.
Yeah, it's for an old picture. I could edit it. I could put a beard on him. I was on the fence yesterday. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like him without the beard.
Yeah, it'll never be seen ever in life. Me without
Plus,
a beard.
it took me so goddamn long to get that face right. Mine was easy for some reason. Like, I just draw me, it's no problem. And then I don't know why yours was hard. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not putting a beard on it. It took me 2 months to draw the fucking thing.
The likeliness is really good, though.
It better be, the amount of time I've spent on that thing.
Yeah.
I think I've lost 2 jobs just because of that picture. Could have been a number of reasons. So someone who clearly doesn't listen to our podcast, Mr. soon-to-be President Joe Biden, who announced over the weekend his first order of business will be to cancel the goddamn Keystone XL pipeline.
Oh, yeah.
So I get another 4 years of talking about that.
That's great.
Now, see, first of all, the pipeline's changed a lot. People, if you don't know, Biden was vice, or what do they call him? Yeah, the vice prime minister? Vice president, sorry.
Yeah.
Vice President Biden, when Obama was in office, Vice President Biden was all about canceling this thing because Obama was. But Obama did, and then we took it back to the drawing board. We made it all environmentally friendly and changed it. You got to keep in mind, that was fucking 10, 15 years ago.
Yep.
It's not that project anymore. It's very, very different now. But Biden's still all hell-bent on finishing his legacy as vice president by canceling this fucking thing. 200 kilometers of pipe already laid. And a pump station built in Alberta. So,
like,
big implications if he cancels this thing.
It's just so fucking stupid. Like, it's necessary. It's needed. You have nothing to fucking you have nothing to replace it with. So this is dumb. Like, you have no new product that's readily available and cheap. You don't have it. So this is just absolutely retarded. There's no other way around it. It's fucking retarded.
Here's their response to that. Justy and his clan are trying to get the U.S. involved in some climate talks right now.
Mm-hmm.
Cross-border climate initiatives. And Biden is saying, well, it doesn't make sense to be talking climate and then approving this pipeline. So, which way do you want it? Why are we having climate talks if we're just pumping oil across the border?
Well, I mean, there's some. I understand that train of thought, but again, you have nothing to replace this with.
Yeah, the argument to that is we shouldn't be buying oil from a country we're trying to get involved in climate plans with. So they'll buy their oil from some other country that doesn't have a pipeline that runs through a state nobody fucking lives in.
So they're going to rather ship their oil in from a country known for its human rights violations, but they're not going to do it from their neighbors to the north because oil is bad?
I would argue no human rights violation is quite as severe as us unleashing Celine Dion on the world. So,
my friend, I'd argue that, but I can't.
Our record's pretty bad. No, it's obviously a stupid thing that it's not relatable at all. You can have climate talks about how to make oil work for us instead of just fucking canceling it.
When you're having your climate talks, talk about the fact that oil is being used to run your fucking generators, to make your rubber gaskets. Let's just be fucking realistic here.
Yeah, even if you're riding a bike everywhere like Ed Begley Jr., guess what made the bike?
Yeah. Where do you think that came from? Dumbasses.
So figure out a way. Make it work. Why can't we just can we stop? Been having the same fucking fight my entire goddamn life. Why can't you guys just get together and make oil work?
Because no.
We make synthetic oil. We use synthetic oil constantly. I know it's not completely synthetic, but come on. Jesus Christ, we've got synthetic oil, so figure out a way to use that and make it work for us.
Yeah.
And quit this
or just mass produce and make fucking hemp oil, which seems to work for quite a bit of stuff.
Peanut oil, hemp oil, the oil from your hair. Fuck, every oil works. Yeah. Any oil works. Figure it out.
Just walk around and scrape the homeless people. That nice
one.
Oil off of them. And there you go.
There's a new one that some guy's got. I think it's an electric car runs on this fucking. It's not hemp oil, but something to that effect. Coconut oil or something stupid.
Does it run on COVID numbers?
Probably. If it did, it would be the fastest car in the world. That's another thing I didn't listen to this weekend. I got no COVID news. I don't care.
The one
I did see a stat regarding the death in the U.S. that is almost exactly the same as last year. The official death numbers are in for 2020, and they're the same as last year. So every other disease just didn't happen, apparently.
No, and that's a form of truth, apparently.
If all these people are dead.
I had a listing here of a whole bunch of interesting things I was going to bring up to the show. The weird thing and this has never happened before. I took a screenshot of something because it had a list of facts. I spent the time, I did some fact checking on it, and it turns out, for the most part, everything on this thing was true. I say for the most part because depending on when the numbers were taken, some of them have changed, but the point was still true. So I have this whole thing, and I took a screenshot of it. Then the post got taken down. And then somebody else reposted it, and within a half an hour of them putting it up, the post got taken down a second time. So I thought, well, I'm going to try, because I never get anything flagged on my page. I'm not, it's just I don't get enough. I don't post political stuff, so I'm not really flagged by fact checkers. So I thought, well, I'm going to post it. The picture is gone from my phone.
Yeah, that happened. When a post goes, all traces of it go.
But it's a screenshot. It's not a copy of the link. It was just a screenshot. That freaked me out. A screenshot disappeared.
That's a little troubling.
Right? So that's a little off.
That wasn't supposed to happen, but it was appropriate.
It was actually very appropriate. So that was just a little strange. Another humorous thing, which was on apparently on Friday afternoon, a guy here in St. Catharines got pulled over by the cops at 9 o'clock at night. He gets pulled over, asked very directly, "Why are you out driving around after 8?" And he says, "Well, there's no curfew and I'm going to Tim Hortons." And the cop said, Tim Hortons is not considered essential. Go home."
Huh.
Now, first of all, cops aren't allowed to just stop you as a driver. That's been made very, very, very clear by Ford and the rest of the fucking group, to say that that's not what cops are doing. That is not what they're supposed to do. They're being out on force to catch, like there's house parties, if there's large gatherings, for people to rat out people. That's what it's all about. It's not about people just stopping people and driving. And Ford was very, very clear. If a cop pulls you over and says, "What are you doing driving around at night?" you do not have to answer him. He is not allowed to ask you that question.
Now, just to clarify for people that don't know, which agency is this? Is this a local police force or is this RCMP?
No, this is OPP.
OPP, that's even worse.
Yeah, so that's the Ontario Provincial Police, so that those that don't know. Yeah, they are not allowed to do that. That's been very, very, very direct wording. And so this guy locally in this area posted a thing saying that, and another friend of mine that lives in where the fuck does he live? Way up north somewhere. He actually had the same thing happen to his wife when she was on her way home from work.
See, it's all well and good to say the police aren't allowed to do this thing, but in the moment that they're doing it, what the fuck are you going to do?
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Reach for your cell phone, they'll shoot you.
Yeah. Well, not if you're white.
No, it's true. But you can't do anything about it at the time the police are doing it, number one. Number two, if you argue, you're just putting a target on yourself. You're getting pulled over every time they see you for one thing or another. Like, they can do that. They can just, I know people in Vancouver that they get stopped and their bag gets dumped out every goddamn day.
Yep.
Just because they made a stink about something 10 years ago.
Yep. Been there, done that.
So, it's well and good for Ford to stand up and say, "Oh, the police aren't allowed to do this, so you go ahead and call somebody." Well, who am I going to call with a bullet in my head?
Yeah. Nobody.
Or a taser up my ass, or whatever the case may be this year.
Billy club to the ear.
It's all well and good to say, and it's like my thing in court, where when someone violates the court order, what can you do? You can take them back to court. Well, that's great.
I gotta take him back to that place where he didn't give a shit about the first time. That's just
exactly.
Awesome.
That's
just great.
Thanks, Dougie.
Yeah.
And might we all remember that, Doug, you're the one that started all this shit.
Yeah. Not the fucking truth.
Everyone kind of took your lead in the whole goddamn country. We all were watching you, Doug. So fucking step up.
Now, there was something I caught.
Was it COVID?
No. Thankfully, it was not. Again, same thing. I took a screenshot of the website specifically so that I could go back and refer to it to talk about it tonight. And the screenshot disappeared. So it's all getting very strange. Basically, what it was
you just don't know how to do screenshots.
All my other ones are still there. Oops. Even the one I took earlier today is still there. Apparently, when you take a screenshot of a menu for a restaurant, they don't seem to care about that. But this was about this gentleman he is a retired Canadian Navy, Army, whatever the fuck he is, part of the Canadian Forces. He was initially hired in the 80s and 90s and even up to the early 2000s. He was part of the board that comes up with the emergency response. One of the things that they created on this one was basically an outbreak response thing that was designed specifically for an influenza-style outbreak.
Was he responsible for the great nuclear response we had last year? When
No, and that's the thing. They put out a very specific set of rules and plans that here's what you do. If this ever happens, this is what you do. They had a soft run during SARS to do a sort of test run, and they used that as an example. Okay, so here's what we got to sort of fix and make it better. Since COVID hit, they literally have completely thrown this entire thing in the garbage and done everything on it that they say you shouldn't do.
Oh, of course they have.
And it comes down to there's 4 main points. You have to watch out. You follow the number of deaths, not the number of cases.
Right.
You track the deaths specifically. You do not disrupt and destroy the local businesses and fuck up the economy for this. And but sort of 4 main general points. Now, once you have those 4 points in there, now every decision you make has to be based off of those 4 points. So it's like the robot rules. But one of the big things is when anytime you have like an influenza-style outbreak, the first thing you do is you lock down all senior care homes and seniors, and you do a mass hiring of healthcare workers. But here's the thing. What they do is they bring in a whole bunch of these healthcare workers, and you say, no, you're going to work 1-month shifts. We are not going to demand you do it. It is on full, what's the term I'm looking? Totally voluntary. But there's massive financial benefits. If you do this, you're going to get these financial kickbacks. You're going to get this money back, and they're going to help do this and all this other stuff. And the thing is you work 1 month on, 1 month off. And that's the whole thing of way that works. And it's proven in the past. It works for many other instances. It's worked all over the world. It's a great system, and it works very, very, very well. The money that they said that the outgoing cost for a year-long pandemic would be about $3 billion in Canada.
Right.
Canada's now sitting at $387 billion that they've already spent. While destroying the economy, destroying lives, destroying businesses, destroying jobs, and everything they've done. So basically everything they were supposed to do, they're doing, and it's pathetic. So it was just, but I'm still struggling with the point though. Like I'm still struggling. Like, is it supposed to be for like? I mean, I don't see the one world domination thing.
No, that's never going to happen. You have to figure out that that's not ever going to work, and it's
so then what's the
happening,
point?
And that's not what anyone's going for.
So then what's the point? Why destroy all the only other thing would be simply is just to create a type of living where every human being that's in your country is completely reliant on the government.
Exactly.
Which makes it for example of socialism or socialist or the way old Russia was.
Yeah, exactly.
Communism. So that's the only outlying point. I just don't see. It never works. It always destroys the countries. It just doesn't. No good happens for it.
Yeah, but they don't care about good. They care about money for themselves. Look what they've taken away. All the things that they've taken away that aren't coming back. Our churches, our schools, our ability to think for ourselves. That's what's being taken from us. And now our individuality, our identity, literally.
But Trudeau isn't smart enough for any of this. So who?
No, Trudeau's not.
So who?
Who knows?
And it can't be Canada.
Well,
it can't be somebody doing this country. We're pointless. Like there'd be no point to do it to us.
We're just in on the
We're just in on
it. It's not pointless. We're a lot of money. Look at the people that aren't suffering. Walmart, Amazon, all the richest people in the world. They're all making out like bandits right now.
Yeah.
Like, in all the shutdowns and the fucking lockdowns and this and that, how the fuck did Walmart skate free? With 400 customers a day. Well, not 400 a day, 400 at a time, all fucking day. Costco.
Yeah.
All these places that stayed open and your business had to close.
Yeah.
And the more people push back now trying to open their businesses, the harsher the restrictions come. It's like they're purposely just trying to stop business.
Yeah. And I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It's none of this is good for the people, the country, the government. No. None of it's good for anybody. Like, nobody benefits truly from this.
Well, the government does, because we're 100% reliant on them. We're 100% reliant on them now. We can't do anything without them.
But the government has no extra money coming in. Like, they've lost all that revenue that was coming in and taxes from all these businesses. They've lost it all. And if nobody can afford to do anything, no money's being spent in the country. It's a money loss.
They don't care about the country, though.
But they care about money. And they're losing money. And this is what I don't understand.
They're getting it from somebody. They're getting it from somebody. Walmart's got to be giving them kickbacks. Amazon's got to be paying them something. All the rich people that just got richer this year, they're paying.
But they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up their money for anything. They want to make as much money as they want to make, not just give it up to the government to say, "Here, take a quarter of my fucking money." Like, I don't know.
Maybe they don't have a choice.
Maybe
the governments have all just figured it out.
I just don't see the Canadian government being smart enough, strong enough, and powerful enough to have a say in anything.
Well, maybe we're not. Maybe we're just finally officially being run by the Chinese, and they just haven't told us that yet.
Maybe. I don't know.
That would make sense. They've been buying up our country for 20 years. Maybe we are Chinese, and we just don't know it.
Yeah, they just haven't told us yet. Is French still an official language, or they eliminated that and made it Chinese?
I don't know yet. I don't
remember that memo.
Little odd that Quebec is still the worst of the worst, and no one knows what's going on there. They're not even reporting shit, but they've got it worse than everywhere in the country.
Yeah.
Is that because they're individual? They're so individual and they're so different. Maybe the government's sick of them. That's why they've got it worse than everywhere.
I'd be fine with that. Fuck you, Quebec.
I know you would be, but it speaks to a larger problem.
That's the only one I'll justify out of everything.
The problem I have is, why aren't we doing anything? Why aren't we saying it? Everybody knows now. Everybody, if they don't know, they've got some theory about it. They understand that it's not what is being told to them. Everybody does, but nobody's doing anything about it. Everyone's like, oh yeah, they're probably lying. Oh yeah, those numbers probably aren't real. Yeah, we're probably not going to die. Well, then do something. Step up. Say something. No.
You see the Milton Talks thing, just using Milton as a perfect example. If somebody comes up and speaks any ill towards any of this thing, they just get bombarded with hundreds of fucking comments and people lose their shit.
Burn at the stake.
Well, that's the vast majority, though. And this is, for me, this is what's terrifying. This is what
I know.
everyone's saying.
It happened to me.
Yeah, you make one little comment about, I don't think these numbers are real, and here's my proof for why I think, no, you're a fucking this and you're that, and you shouldn't be allowed to breathe. And
yeah, but why? I don't get it, and I don't get the fear. So what? Like, some people on Facebook call you names. Big deal.
Yeah, that
you should have seen. It's no different than the guy who's got 5 cars. By the way, Milton, the guy who's trying to park 5 cars in his fucking driveway. That got just as many comments and just as nasty.
Yeah, it did. That was a good one. Milton Talks the greatest.
Not even taking up my whole frontage. Well, but Marge measured it. And it is over your 11.5 allotted meters that you're supposed to have. You're not supposed to have this. You can't just turn your whole yard into a driveway. What's going to happen with the grass? Nothing. Grass is a weed, and you're not supposed to have it anyway.
It's a natural weed. It'll be fine.
It's supposed to be brown. If you see brown, you notice how all the other grass in the world is brown except your fucking lawn every year? It's supposed to do that. That's what grass does. It's not supposed to be green and fuck off. Well, pretty soon this town will have no grass at all. Marge, how much grass did we have? Go measure that.
I measured it. I'm working on it.
Oh, Marge. Anyway, sorry, way off topic, but that was just funny. This guy with his 5th car, and it was like, well, I've already got 4 in the garage. What are you, park on that driveway like an animal?
What the fuck's the matter with you? What the hell?
Why do you have 5 cars? Unless they're show cars or something, then go park them in a place. There's places for that. Garages. I don't know. You guys must be able to rent garage space for a fucking fortune.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
I knew a guy in Vancouver. He was he had a 2-car garage, and he was renting out both sides. It covered his mortgage.
Yeah, seems about right.
You get Milton. There's got to be a whole lot of garage renting going on. I would open a self-storage place. If I could open a business in Milton, it would be a self-storage place for cars.
Park your car here, and I'll arrange fucking right by a bus stop so I can arrange transport from your house right to the fucking garage.
And a lawn restoration company, obviously. Jesus.
Yeah, clearly. You know, I had to pop into Milton to pick up to do up some sharpenings there on the weekend, and from the moment I got to my mom's house, there's 2 cop cars sitting right across the street at the back entrance to the old folks' home across the street from us. Now, mind you, they're pretty much always there. They're always doing speed traps, so it's not unusual to see them there at all. They're just always there. But, man, I got to tell you, I felt really weird getting there when somebody comes to the fucking door to drop off their knives, and the cops are sitting right there watching. I'm thinking, are they actually going to walk over here? Why is this person stopping by? What are they doing? You know what I mean? Not supposed to be visiting people's houses. What's going on?
That's true.
But they didn't. They just sat there. They did nothing, and I didn't really care after that, so it's fine.
Well, those white trucks that were following you around for 2 years probably have them all debriefed on the situation. They know what's going on.
That was so messed up.
They know. Cops know some shit. They're spying because they have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. They obviously, maybe they also agree that COVID lives on the surface of dull knives. That's where it flourishes. So if you really want to protect yourself and your family, you should look up Gord on Facebook. Gord's a little sharp of sharpening. Gord's a little sharp of sharpening.
Shoop shop.
And get him to sharpen up those knives before you all get COVID and die.
That's right. Because nothing's going to ruin a meal faster than getting COVID.
Right?
So,
we've still got hope for Easter, I guess. Maybe we can celebrate that.
No, there's no hope for Easter.
I have hope.
I have hope for nothing. This is going to be like this. Ford's already extended the lockdown for an extra 30 days, so now it's being locked out to the end of February.
Yeah, I already see people. People are already half-assing the masks, and they're just going through the motions now. Everyone's getting fed up. This will stop soon. If we all just don't do it, it'll just end.
Yeah.
If one day we all just don't wear masks and we take our kids to school and we just drop them at the school and go, look, they're at the school, so they're your responsibility till 4 o'clock. I don't care what you do, but my kids are there till 4. So they can burn the place down or you can teach them some shit. It's up to you. This will all just end. It'll just be over.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go out in large groups. If we all go out in a group, what are they going to do? It's not really against the law. And if it is against the law, then we're in a fucking tyrannical, goddamn authoritarian state. And who gives a shit? Then it's time to riot.
Well, my personal favorite is the fact that they use terminologies like, lockdown, but they're not going to call it martial law. They're going to they skip around the issues. No, we're not under lockdown. We're under, forced voluntary stay-at-home orders.
Oh, it's totally voluntary. Just like the vaccine for healthcare workers. It's totally voluntary. You don't have to take it.
You
won't have a job if you don't.
Yeah,
but,
right.
That's your choice. Do you want your job or no? That's totally up to you, and we respect your right to choose whether you want to eat or not. That's your choice. You need to lose some weight this year. Don't take the vaccine. Lose your job. It's good.
That's it. Very simple.
It's the two Michaels. Fucking, it's the way people talk now. Let Huawei lady go. We'll let them go. We're not saying it's related. Saying if she was free, they would be too. That's all we're saying.
That's all we are saying. Give Michaels a chance.
Give peas a chance. They're green and they're good for you.
That's right.
And they taste delicious. I love my peas. Way to go, John Lennon. You were
little bit
right
of
all
salt
along.
and pepper and butter and all happy.
Give peas a chance.
Not the Black Eyed Peas. They're a crappy band.
I don't even know what a black-eyed pea is.
Apparently, it actually really exists.
Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Is it like it's got like a pimento or something? I don't know.
Nah, it actually has a black dot on the end.
Yeah, but why? Where,
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I don't either.
They're a shit band. They had that one love. They did that one love song, and everyone went fucking nuts. And then everything they did after that was just garbage.
They were a great band before Fergie joined. They used to make fun of the music industry about sellouts, about, rapping about nothing that has of no importance.
I don't remember them being great. I never do, but I didn't follow.
That's because they weren't well known. They were underground still at that point. I actually loved their first album. It was a really, really good album, and they had a great video that was mocking all these other rap bands for being top 40 hits and for selling out completely and writing lyrics that just have absolutely no value or anything.
I've got a feeling.
Yeah, and then literally
I've got a feeling.
2 albums later, my humps, my lovely lady lumps.
That I just don't. And she can't sing.
She proved that with a national anthem.
That's just weird. I guess, whatever. They don't care. They're rich. They're stupid rich. They don't give a crap anymore.
No, not at all.
It's very difficult for me now at this point in life to say I wouldn't for any amount of money just fucking sing whatever the fuck they told me to. And
what,
why
you want me
not?
to use auto-tune? Whatever.
Get rich while you can. Sing whatever they tell you to. Bieber it up. You don't have much time. You might as well.
That's, you're not right. You're not wrong. You're not right. You're not wrong.
You're not. You're not right.
You're not right. I can't even say that's not true. You are right.
Why not? I'm in. I'll sign it. Like I said, offer me a fraction. COVID.
Bless you.
Offer me a fraction of money that other people are getting, and this is the worst pandemic I've ever seen, and everyone put your mask on and shut the fuck up. As soon as that check comes, I am busting balls. Oh, and I will be nasty about it. You put your fucking mask on right now. Last week you said it was a scam. I did not.
I learned the ways. I've learned the error of my ways.
Your podcast says every episode, every day, you said it's a scam. That show's a joke. Don't you know how to take a joke? I was joking. It's the worst thing that's ever happened.
You believe that shit? What the fuck's the matter with you?
I say lots of shit on that show. That's the part you listen to? Get your mask on. Get out of here.
Get your mask on. Shut the fuck up.
In the meantime, my new masks are getting quite the reaction on the street. I'm pretty happy with those.
I really like them.
I haven't worn the one that says this mask is useless yet. I've been wearing the fuck this mask. And a lovely old man at London Drugs, someone who should be worried about this thing, just started howling. And he said, "You better be careful. If someone takes that literally, you're going to have a fight on your hands."
Or a significant other.
And I just thought, that is so, just the elderly never cease to amaze me in how cool they are sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
And, just for an old guy to think of that. So someone might actually do that to you, Paul. I just thought, that's great. They're good people. I'm sad that some of them are dying.
I agree. Years ago, back when I was still heavy into punk, I went and helped a buddy of mine. He worked for this moving company, and they were helping this farmer. There's this, I don't know what the fuck it was. Apparently, some really well-known, like it's like a farmer's market sort of. But instead of like all like food and stuff, it's just all like farmer parts and shit, I guess.
Farmer parts.
I don't know. Fuck, whatever it is.
For when you're trying to put together a farmer.
Right, exactly. I
Farmer
need an
parts.
arm and, need a set of overalls, whatever.
Where do you keep your farmer parts?
In the back where they belong.
In the back next to the children's lingerie.
That's right.
What?
So I went with him to go and do that, and the problem was when he asked me to go, I had just spent like an hour putting up my mohawk, and I had a fairly big mohawk. It was so my hair was kind of long, so it was probably about 14 inches fucking high.
You had figured out you were white by that point, clearly.
Yeah. I got out of the other stage, and I was back being a little fucking white punk.
Not
And,
that anyone could have a mohawk. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just,
just joshing. But anyway, so I got this giant mohawk on. I got my fucking Rancid t-shirt. I got ripped up pair of jeans and suspenders, and my Doc Marten fucking boots. Like, I'm just right done up. And we were out in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ontario. And we stopped in this convenience store. I needed smokes. So we popped in this convenience store, and I mean, we're like redneck community area. Like, there was literally a pickup truck with 4 kids in the fucking back.
Let me just interject here. Gord didn't even smoke at the time. That's how punk he was.
Yeah, it was
I need
that.
smokes. And he talked British. He's like, I need fags.
I'm gonna
Oi!
smoke a fag.
I gotta get a pack of fags. He was very, very punk.
It was I was an oi punk. There's no getting around it. And anyway, so we go into this fucking convenience store, and I mean, I'm expecting the looks and whatever, and I get says again, there's this little old lady, she's like fucking 85 years old, sit me on the counter, and I walk up and said, hey, I said, can I grab a pack of smokes, whatever? And she's like, your hair is just so fantastic. I just love the way that stands up. What do you use? Is it all hairspray and gel? My God, no, actually, it's raw eggs. She's like, it looks just great. That just looks, you got all these colors on, and she was so happy about me.
If she's 70, then she was probably punk in the punk era.
Yeah, true enough.
We forget with all this stuff we appropriate from other generations that those people they started that shit. Like, the 70-year-olds now were our age then, kind of thing. They came back from war and they were in 20.
Now that's true. That is very, very true.
So they started cool. We forget that, but we didn't invent cool. Old people did.
That's right. They created cool.
We just took it and made it cooler.
Or in some generations, uncool. Whatever.
Well, this one's got a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a nice segue, I guess. This generation's trouble leads us into a thing we haven't done in a very long time. Before I get to my favorite stories of the weekend, we have, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, I think, in season 3, finally, an Eric and Gord to tip our hats to.
Yeah, buddy.
This would be Eric Cameron and Gord Karkner. That's a trouble. I bet you had some issues there, Gord Karkner. I feel your pain, brother. Gord Karkner is he works for the Outreach Canada Ministries, and he's giving a lecture series he has written in the Alberta College of Art and Design. I believe that's where he's doing it, which is where Eric Cameron, a 45-year artist and teacher at ACAD, is. I was a janitor at ACAD, so I know all about them and their art. Anyway, this Gord Karkner is he's come up with a lecture series on the existential identity crisis of millennials. Apparently they're having that. Maybe it's because they're a bunch of unoriginal little fucks. I don't know.
I actually haven't reached for it.
I haven't heard his talks yet, so I can't speak to them. He's giving those talks this month with his buddy Eric Cameron. Odd that my mother's maiden name is Cameron, and we got an Eric Cameron. That's kind of cool.
Huh. Well, he covers all the bases.
He's been an artist for 45 years, now a teacher at the Alberta College of Art and Design, has a new exhibition, the culmination of his life's career, called Extraordinary Objects. It's art created from everyday things he's found, including linoleum, drywall, dead flowers, and toilet paper. So that's probably horrific and pointless. But all the things that he stockpiled in March because of COVID, he can use as art now, so that's cool.
That's kind of cool. I appreciate that.
So they're working together to teach us why millennials are stupid and enlighten us, I should say. And maybe they will. I would be interested to hear what Mr. Karkner has to say. So Eric Cameron, Gord Karkner, welcome to the team, guys. If anyone happens to hear or know these Eric and Gords, have them contact us. There's a wild long list of them that we have showcased on the show, and we've never heard from any of them. But Mr. Cameron, Mr. Karkner, please, anyone who knows them, have them get in touch with us at ericgord.com, and we'll send them Eric and Gord merchandise that they can say is theirs. They can go, yeah, this is our stuff we made.
That's just kind of genius. We made this just for our get together.
You're part of the Eric Gord Club now. It's a good club. There's some good people in it.
There is. It's true.
Very always exciting, interesting people. Actually, one of them just popped up again. The ones who work for the Nova Scotia or New Brunswick Chamber of Commerce or whatever.
Oh, really?
They got something going on. I didn't have time to read it, but they're back in the news, so that's
they're
cool.
Back at it.
We maybe is it because of us? Can't say it isn't.
No, certainly cannot.
We started talking about them 2 years ago, and all of a sudden they got something new happening in New Brunswick. Nothing happens in New Brunswick.
No,
You're
they've
welcome.
never had anything ever happen there.
I would like to change the name of this show. I should just call it You're Welcome.
Eric and Gord, you're welcome. Man, that comes off as really arrogant.
Right?
Holy shit.
Especially when you say it the way I do.
Right.
Eric and Gord, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Maybe that'll just be the new tagline for next year. Eric and Gord, what if we're right? You're welcome.
I fully support this.
Listen to the world changing. Don't just listen to the world changing. Be a part of it. Sign up at ericandgord.com. We've already got 2 signed on. So there we go.
Hey.
2 guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. We might have to do a weekend special show. I might have to ruin your schedule for you for Mr. Casey Gonzalez,
Yes.
who would like to make another appearance. And one of my personal favorites, a great podcaster, nice guy, just a good human being, Mr. Matt Plotner. He has the anger management. He's got a podcast called That Anger Management Crap, which he takes very seriously. He had anger issues in the 90s, and he has since dealt with them, and is now a counselor, an anger management counselor. And it's a very good podcast. He helps a lot of people, actually. Anyone who listens to Eric and Gord and maybe gives a crap about me might remember I did a podcast with him some time ago called Is It Philosophy?
Yes.
And I think that's what it's called. Yeah. We did a podcast about the Golden Rule, and it was very interesting. Really great guy to talk to. Super smart and just cool. I had a tremendous amount of fun on his show, and he would like to be on our show now. So that's neat.
Yes.
He is
very,
not.
very cool.
He's not as he's not the tight ass he comes across as in that show. He's actually, he would love to get on a Eric and Gord style show and just fucking go wild. So
we are definitely the platform for that.
That's a place. We can be serious. We can be not. We can be whatever you want. We are
Right.
The Eric and Gord What Do You Want podcast. We're here for you.
Whatever you want to be, that's us.
But we've kind of stepped away from the guest thing. We haven't had one in quite some time. I thought it'd be a good idea to spice it up a little because we're getting repetitive.
No, not us.
A little bit.
No, not us.
No.
No, not us.
That's why I brought some news to the show. So if you want to be a guest, ericgord.com. And if you know an Eric and Gord team, ericgord.com. Or always, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the usual suspects. Or you can type me up an e-message and shove it right up Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina at gmail.com.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina really gets abused quite a bit.
I will be retiring that email address soon.
Please don't. I want to keep that as a constant.
There's just nothing else really that's as good. Like I don't just create emails for the fun of it. It's like it's got to be something that like this needs to be an email.
I just love that fact that it's just one little story on the podcast. Bam. It spawned an email address for the last fucking almost year.
I think that my actual email address is I have a bunch of them at gmail.com.
What's your email address? I have a bunch of them.
I have a bunch of them.
At gmail.com.
No, what is it? That is it. All right. A story that obviously because of Nashville hogging all the press time, something else happened on Christmas Day. Oh. Sorry, Nashville, but you're not the center of the world.
Fuck you and your non-terrorist bombing.
Way up north, about 90 kilometers north of Trail, BC, which is getting up there, northwise. This is about middle of the province, kind of. In a town called Silverton, BC, on Christmas Day, 4 hikers came across what is indisputably the Bigfoot.
Oh.
They saw him go running into the woods. And they have his tracks. They saw a lot of his tracks. And the, let me get this, the Bigfoot Research Field Group, who's our thing, they confirmed that there's no way this could possibly be a hoax. The tracks could not be fake. They're unhoaxable. So for a various bunch of reasons, these are not hoaxable tracks. They are legit Bigfoot tracks. So these 4 hikers, Christmas Day, were out enjoying a Christmas hike, saw Bigfoot, and he was up northern BC. Now, just this past Wednesday, the Washington State Department of Transportation cameras caught the creature crossing the border into Washington. What? So he's on camera. Obviously, he was heading south when the hikers saw him, and he has now crossed into Washington State. The Department of Transportation has him on camera. The video is being analyzed to make sure it's not a tree or a beaver or a car or a guy in a hoodie or any number of things it could probably be. But
shit, really?
Kind of weird that he would be seen up here on Christmas Day, and then a week later he's down there. He's on the move. I guess mating season's coming up. Maybe he goes south to mate. I don't know.
I don't know.
But very cool. Very cool that this is still a thing that people do. They look for him, and there's groups that actively are seeking this creature.
I am trying to find. There's still shots of the video. Just can't seem to actually find the video itself.
And it's pretty clear to me that that's just part of the tree. If you're looking at the still shot, I think you are. Which I'm not going to pull it up, but I saw one picture where it's pretty evident it's just part of that tree, or it looks like a shadow, or like it's. I don't believe it's a giant monster.
Well, I mean. Sure, it's an outline of a person. Nothing about the outline to me looks anything like a Sasquatch. It just looks like a guy in all black.
That's both racist and really defeatist.
Well, I am. You know what I'm more surprised about with the image? What I'm more that I think is more impressive is the fact that there's a glowing red light coming from the middle of the tree. That, for me, asks more, or produces more questions than a shadow figure off to the side of it.
It's Rudolph hiding.
That's what I'm thinking.
He didn't go back with the other ones this year. He's like, fuck this COVID shit.
Well, the funny thing is apparently there's another picture from the same traffic cam and taken, how long does this say here? January 22nd. Oh, same day, hours later. Same video feed. You can tell the road has been driven on more, but that shadow figure is in the exact same spot in the exact same position.
Because he's hiding there.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If I don't move, then I'm invisible.
They won't see me. So yeah, it's the base of a tree. That's what it is.
I cannot confirm that. I have no reason to believe it is not a Sasquatch yet. I've not been given enough information to fully convince me that it's not a Sasquatch.
I just told you.
Well, I'm not convinced. I need the FBI to analyze this thing for 5 years. I need a TV special about it. I need
a Netflix special for sure.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that thing. Yeah, one of those.
Oh man,
I'm not convinced. I've never been excited by Bigfoot. I don't care if he's real or not. Really, if he is, I think we should leave the poor bastard alone.
Yeah, I fully agree.
On the other hand, I want to hunt and expose Ogopogo. That's been my lifelong dream. Very important that I prove Ogopogo's real. Bigfoot, you get a pass on this one.
You know, I'm with you. I just never really cared. So there's a giant hairy creature that walks around in forests and avoids people. Good for him.
Yeah,
he's doing it right. You know what? I bet you he motherfucker don't got COVID. I'll tell you that much.
No, probably doesn't.
And that's why he's out wandering around. You don't see him wearing a mask. You know why? Because he's not an idiot and he doesn't watch TV.
Yeah, right? There you go. Way to go, Biggie. You get to be you're the new Biggie.
You're the new Biggie Smalls.
You're Biggie Feets.
Biggie Feets. Biggie Foots.
Biggie Foots. I like him. He's a good. Hey, speaking of the rappers, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but Dre's all in court again after his aneurysm. The divorce hearing just isn't stopping.
Oh man, you'd think she'd give him a bit of a break on that one for a few days.
No, he was very abusive, and he gets no breaks. He chased her around in the 90s and early 2000s, I guess, and hit her or something. Said he was going to hit her. Mostly said. It was mostly verbal. And he will pay half of his billions and billions of dollars.
Ah, well, he has that fucking clause he got. He made her sign before they got married. That he claims that he was forced to make her sign it by his lawyers and everybody else in the music industry, sort of thing. Told him, if you don't do this, you're fucked. You got to do this. And then apparently it was like X many years later, he ripped up his copy of it, saying this is no voice. He ripped up his copy, but the fact that his lawyer still has the copy.
Well, it doesn't seem to be doing a hell of a lot of good in court because he's not winning.
No. Yeah, but he's home now and he's doing better.
Well, I would say he's not doing a lot better.
He's got a huge net worth, and man, I hate to see her have to get it all.
If you get married, don't invent shit afterwards. Don't make a mediocre headphone and sell it to Apple for $1 billion. Because she will get it. She will just get it, whether she did anything in her life or not. Now, I don't know if this woman contributed in any way whatsoever to his fortune. My gut tells me probably not. It's like Jeff Bezos' wife, who now gets $100,000 a day or something stupid. She had nothing to do with his money. She didn't make his money. She didn't help with the company. She didn't fucking deliver packages when it was just a tiny little book thing he ran out of his garage. But she gets half. That's how it works.
Yep.
So
I've gotten accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
So, well, now you've lost that lifestyle. That's what getting divorced does. I got accustomed to having a wife. that bangs me every night because I'm a billionaire.
It's just I've never understood that. I can't get over that. That's an argument that is allowed.
That should be an argument for me not being homeless. Well, I've become accustomed to this lifestyle now. You can't just throw me out. Of course they fucking can. That's not a fucking argument in any other realm of the world. That's a stupid goddamn. Well, I'm accustomed to this. Well, you don't have it anymore.
You weren't happy. You left it.
It's just stupid. If you want it, it's there. You can have it. Don't divorce it, and then you don't lose it. So, like, what a fucking thing. Like, could you do that when you get? I'm accustomed to this job. You can't fire me. I've become too accustomed to coming here every day.
Well, you can fire me, but you have to keep paying me. I've been accustomed to receiving these paychecks.
Exactly.
Pay me. I'm wondering if you could get it. I mean, you couldn't get away with that in Canada, but what if you can get away with that in the States? Probably. You can get away with anything in that country.
You'd end up settling out of court for a large sum of money.
Yeah.
That's the thing in the States that they do. They settle out of court.
Yeah.
For very large
How much would I have made if I stayed working for you for the next 30 years of my life?
Yeah. And how much, like, it's just, God damn it. Good people get torn apart by these fucking losers. And it is spreading into Canada. It's happening here now. We've got them advertising on TV. That was always illegal in Canada. I don't know when it changed. It just sort of happened.
I think they lifted it when they allowed hard liquor to have commercials on TV in Canada.
Before you tell ICBC, tell Dell. No, go to ICBC. Tell Dell to fuck off.
Oh, man.
Stupid. All right. Seriously. I don't know where we're at. This thing doesn't give me a timer. I don't like it.
11:15, my time. So, but
it doesn't have, where's my little timer? I want a timer, Riverside. For what I'm paying, I should get one.
Hey, did you hear about in Afghanistan there was an attack and two female judges were killed by unknown gunmen in an ambush.
Makes sense.
On Sunday. I'm surprised that there was two female fucking judges in Afghanistan. That was a shock.
Well, there isn't now.
Well, now there isn't. They were Supreme Court judges.
Yeah.
They were on their way to work and fucking rolled up to her and killed them.
What did they judge? No. You have to actually do some crime if you rape a woman. Oh, you're dead.
Well, the people of Afghan are claiming that it was the Taliban, but not only has nobody claimed responsibility, but a spokesman for the Taliban armed group. Oh God, I gotta try to butcher this fucking word now. Zibahullah Mujahid said that the group.
That sounds pretty close.
It actually does sound pretty. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself there. He said that the group was not responsible. It wasn't us that did it. So somebody killed these two Supreme Court fucking female judges. And
well, if I know anything about the Taliban, it's they do not like to take credit for things.
So if they say they didn't do it, there's a pretty high chance they didn't do it. Like,
yeah,
they would jump all over anything that gets their name on it.
Yeah, they don't like the media attention.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we defeated them 20 years ago.
Well, Afghanistan in February 2017, their superior court was a target of a suicide bomb that killed 20 and wounded 41.
Yeah.
So this isn't the first time that there's been an attack on the part of the Supreme Court.
Good thing we're keeping them safe there with all that freedom we gave them when we won that war 20 years ago. I wonder if we're ever going to leave there.
No.
Fuck. We beat them. We did it. I wonder if, like, do people use that as a meme? Like, people who hang out with George Bush, do they hold that up and laugh? Like, hey, remember this? Hey, we did it.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, George, remember this? Shut up.
Shut up. I'm going to do some coke. Shut up.
I'm not sharing my coke. You guys keep making fun of me.
Have you heard what's going on with Capitol Hill right now? And
just
the upcoming inauguration?
Yeah, a bunch of stupid crap. They're prepping for their civil war that's never going to happen.
Well, they arrested a guy who had, I don't know, a weapon and like 500 rounds of ammunition.
Isn't that everyone in the States? Isn't that mandatory?
I think it's under 500 rounds is fine, but he actually had over 500 rounds, so I think that's what makes him stand out a little bit more. But yeah, he was actually on his way. He had actually was trying to get in to one of the and this is the funny thing, like you come fully armed to sneak into like a pre-dry run of the inauguration. Like, who are you going to kill? A couple of security guards and some fucking staff?
Well, no, he was probably just casing it.
But why go armed?
Because they go armed everywhere. It's a civil war.
Let's just fucking, again, you're retarded. I'm telling you, sir, you're a full bag of retard. That's what you are.
It's a right in that country. You can go fully armed wherever you want.
That's not true in all over the states. That's not true.
It's the right. It's the Second Amendment.
It's the right to have arms, but it's not the right, because there's a lot of states down there you can't even have conceal and carry.
Well, they're communists.
Goddamn commies.
Anyone who says I can't have my guns is a communist.
Or one of them libtards. Oh, fuck. Yeah, but apparently they're putting it up. I was listening to this one report about the setting up the security for the inauguration of Biden. And oh my God, it was really funny. Everybody's been telling Biden to do this indoors. Do not do it outside. And he's like, "Now, fuck you. We're going outdoors." So Biden's looking to get shot, guaranteeing that he wants to be murdered, which he will. And they've put up. They're not using razor wire or barbed wire. They're using a different type of razor wire that literally has the razor blades all over it. So they're using a little more heavy-duty fucking wiring so nobody can break through and try to storm anything.
I gotta say, I hope he's okay. Like, I've already said he doesn't spend a day in office. This could be why. I didn't say why. I just said he doesn't spend a day in office.
That's right. Inauguration day might just be the time.
I gotta say, though, with everything that's going on and all the talk that's happening, if there isn't at least an attempt on his life in the next 4 years, I can't take any of you seriously anymore. Like, with all the rage that's going on and all the anti-government crap, someone better try to shoot this man, or you're all going to look like a bunch of frauds, in my opinion. I hope he's okay.
Do look like frauds.
I hope he doesn't die. I hope he's totally fine. Another Reagan situation, but someone has to fucking try, or else I will never take you seriously anymore. All you QAnons and Trump lovers and shit, there better be. I'm not saying I'm not like inciting violence. I'm just saying if you don't do it, I'm going to be very skeptical of anything you say ever again.
I'm really impressed that they, or whoever it was that did it, there's a mix of some Trump supporters. I don't know. I'm just still on the fence with all this. But I was still laughing over the fact that they were able to take over Capitol Hill, and I'm surprised that they actually did it. Like, I have to admit, I'm surprised. I honestly didn't think that these people would be smart enough. And now I got thinking today. So I'm listening to this talk radio, and they're talking about, that, and then they're talking about what's going on with the Biden thing and how they got to be ready for this armed presence and how there's all these credible threats that all 50 states have got.
Now, let me just say, I have seen all the people that I follow, the real crazies, are warning their followers, don't go, it's a trap. We are not storming Capitol Hill. Anyone who says they're storming Capitol Hill, they're not actually a Trump supporter. They're not one of us. Don't go to this thing. So
that's right.
Now, is that just posturing? Is that they're just putting that on Twitter so that when it's all in court, they can say, I told people not to go?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know, but
I publicly said.
It seems like there's a large number of saying, this isn't us, don't go. Hey, supporters, don't go. I'm not going to be there. It's not really our thing. It's a thing.
A lot of these people, a lot of these main people that were caught on the video there of storming Capitol, a lot of them have already been labeled as or been proven as being Antifa.
Yeah.
So, like, we're already seeing all this, and then you can see that there's that fake woman claiming, they maced me in the face, as you're holding a fucking half onion in your fucking thing. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
I still haven't confirmed that, and I have to look into that. That seems just a little too stupid.
It does seem to look into that. I think it was just made up as just so they could have that sort of a meme thing, because it's really funny. There's no fucking way it's true. But yeah, I'm impressed that they actually took over Capitol Hill, but I just like I was listening to this talk radio, and they're talking about like this, about like, you got to be worried about these armed groups starting things up.
Drag a cop out and beat him to death with a fire extinguisher. I don't care which side you're on. That's pretty fucking raw.
Yeah. But the funny thing what they're talking about is I mean, it goes to show, like, they're trying to use the reference of, like, no, if the government was really doing wrong, then more of the people would be supportive of this, and then you'd see an uprising throughout the entire country. I'm thinking, you've just mentioned that every single state, all 50 states, there's people that are freaking out about this and that are planning to do something. Like, literally everything you're saying that should be happening actually is happening. But they're actually making it sound like if the government if it were to get to the point where there would be an uprising against the government, for some reason they seem to think that the entire country would be behind the people with it. And not understanding that that's not the way these uprising works. That's not the way they work. It's always a smaller group to expose the major group.
I think a lot of it is the media downplaying it. They're trying to say they don't have the support. They're trying to convince people not to go out and support them.
Yeah.
They're just trying to, it's the same thing as the COVID. Oh, everybody's going to die. Everybody stay home. But the terrorists, the armed terrorists that are literally taking over your capital, don't worry about them. They don't have any support. It's not happening. Nothing's going to happen. Like, what?
And that's pretty much exactly it. And that's what I don't know. It's just what I don't get. It's what I don't fucking see.
They're downplaying it because they don't want it to happen. I'm sure before the first Civil War, there was a lot of people saying, oh, no, they don't have any support. Don't bother going to that. History repeats itself, and it's not out of the realm of a possibility for a country like that to just descend into chaos. They've proven it on a small scale. There's no reason that chaos that happened in Portland or wherever else, there's no reason that can't spread to the whole goddamn country. Well, there'll be like a neutral zone where people who don't want can go like somewhere in Montana or whatever. They'll be like, oh, this is where we don't fight. You're not coming to Canada, I'll tell you that, but it's not completely unfathomable for them to just really start tearing that fucking country to shreds.
All I know is that, you keep hearing about these American, all these, the doomsday preppers and all these people, but yet you don't seem they're not doing anything. You think the militia would have been up and done by now, in the sense that we would have already seen an actual true armed militia showing up, but I just don't get it. Maybe they're just waiting. Maybe they're waiting for the right moment. Maybe that'll be inauguration day. Who knows? I don't know. I thought they should have done. I thought someone would have done something when Trump got elected, but they shit the bed there too. Well, Trump being elected, Trump is their boy. That's and that makes sense for them not to go after him, because Trump was never there to take away their guns. There's a lot of Republicans that didn't like him, though. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't get it. America, you are officially the largest running joke, and also officially the most terrifying fucking country on the planet. I kind of want to see it happen. I really do. Oh. Part of me wants them to tear themselves apart and rebuild as something not so Trump-like, something that would never elect a Trump or a Pelosi or any of them, really. Well, that's just it. They all have to be fucking
taken down a notch. I'm not inciting violence. I'm just saying those people need to not be running your shit anymore. We have got the same thing in Canada. We got fucking two parties that have run this country since the day it fucking started. It's been one or the other. There's never been an alternative in this country. For 152 years now, 153 years, whatever we're at, it's always been one or the other. There's never been an alternative. So we're no different from them. We like to think we are, and we talk like we are. No, we're run by two parties, too, and they're both fucking ridiculous and running us into the ground.
The NDP got in once.
For 12 minutes.
For like 12 minutes, and it was fucking... the media fucking destroyed that group.
And it's... We're not much better, but we're not going to civil war. We just got to fucking get these people out.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree.
They're ruining us. Look at what they're doing. So maybe they got it right in the States. I don't know. It's going to be an exciting year, I hope. Before we wrap it up, I want to talk about a few other exciting years because this is a pretty neat day. On this day in 1991, Operation Desert Storm began. That was the first Iraq War. It's still going on, I believe.
The first real war on TV.
The first war on TV, though. It was World War III at the time, we thought. Yeah, I was in like grade 7. Yep. Scary shit. That was 1991. Wow. Now, here's a thing about Americans and how great they are. January 17th, 1966, a B-52 bomber almost ran into another plane in the sky.
Oh.
And dropped and lost an hydrogen bomb.
Oops.
An ace bomb. They lost the bomb. They got home. Where's the bomb? I thought you had it. That bomb was never found. It was never recovered. Someone in the world has an H bomb. Courtesy of America. Thank God they haven't used it. But somebody's got it. Shit. Somebody's just, what's that? That's my H bomb.
Found it when I went fishing.
Yeah. That's scary shit.
Wow.
How is that just okay? Maybe it's with that Malaysian plane.
Yeah. They've migrated toward each other.
On this day in 1995, just literally a blink of an eye before Fukushima, the Kobe earthquake happened in Japan. Kobe, Japan.
Oh.
Massive earthquake. 6,400 people killed. 27,000 injured. It was brutal. I remember pictures of it. It was crazy.
I wonder if that was the reason why Kobe beef is so good now, because the shaking tenderized those cows.
I think Kobe beef was always good. It's rare to have beef in Japan because beef takes up an incredible amount of land, which they don't have.
Yeah.
The whole country is the size of Vancouver Island. Where are you raising cattle?
And when was that? That was in what, 1944? No,
1995.
That was in 90. That was in 95. Oh, okay. Shit,
it was bad. I recall very much because that was right when my obsession with Japan started. 95, 96.
No.
96 was when I really was like planning on going there and teaching English and stuff. So yeah, pretty devastating. Very devastating. It's horrible.
Huh.
So that's a sad thing that happened today. And also one that I just found great. On this day in 1974, one Mr. O.J. Simpson was named Male Athlete of the Year.
That's before he killed a white woman.
That distinction was the Associated Press. So like a big international. He was like the International World Man of the Year. Male Athlete of the Year. So, people, I don't think we're too young to really remember what a fucking star he was. Maybe you're not. You might remember a bit of his career.
I remember him. Oh, yeah.
I'm just on the cusp of, I knew who he was, but I more knew him from Airplane than anything.
Yeah, no, I remember him from the Airplane movies, but I also, growing up, he was definitely a name that I knew growing up.
Oh, he was massively talented. He won every award you could possibly win.
Yep.
And he was a very decorated and a good athlete. Like, he deserved it. He was a star. He was a damn good athlete, and he proved it by murdering a couple and getting away with it very athletically. But
he was so much of an athlete, sucks. He didn't have to speed away in his fucking Bronco. He just drove the speed limit.
Less than the speed limit.
Less than the speed limit, that's right.
He invented the low-speed chase, which is such a fucking stupid low-speed chase. What the fuck?
Like, how do you not
stop in front of him?
Yeah, pull in front and stop him.
I never understood that as a concept. Oh, it's because he had a gun and he said he was going to... Well, he allegedly had a gun and said he was going to hurt himself if they stopped him. But so what? He just killed 2 people. If he's going to shoot himself, good. Your job's done. What the...
Yeah. You've just saved how much money in court costs for the fucking county. It's all right.
Nope.
Can't have that. Nope.
So that's interesting. But that's there was a bunch more, but I didn't want to take up too much more time. But it's an interesting day. Look that shit up, kids. And start contacting us and tell us what you thought was interesting on this day. The Twitter, the Instagram, we're there. Eric and Gord, Eric_Gord. It's some form of Eric and Gord everywhere on every social media site. And our website, ericgord.com. Our pod page, Eric and Gord, pod page something. I don't know. It's cool. It's nice. Check it out, pod page. Get in touch with us. Tell us what you think is cool that happened today.
Yeah. We want to hear from you.
Tell us what cool events happened in your area. Or whatever you want to talk about. Tell us something. Tell us, Eric, that's not funny. He's stupid.
That Gord's purty.
His American accent doesn't sound nothing like us.
You motherfuckers.
I just got a tweet saying that misinformation has dropped over 70% since Trump has been banned from Twitter.
I doubt that.
That seems like misinformation to me.
Exactly. Oh, did you hear, by the way, that there's a petition going around to have Trump removed from the Home Alone 2 movie?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Macaulay Culkin has tweeted his support for this.
It will happen too.
Yeah. So there's like somebody released their own version of it, basically, where they literally just mirrored him out. So it kind of looks like in the movie Predator. It kind of looks like Donald Trump is like Predator in the Predator thing. So you can see like this wavy outline. And he just walks up and Macaulay Culkin says, "Excuse me, sir, do you know where this is?" And you don't hear anything. He's just, that scene is there, but they just cut out his voice. And they just made this weird mirrored outline of him. And then Macaulay goes, "Okay, thank you." And then walks away.
It's ridiculous.
This is just so stupid.
The guy was... why... You don't tear down his life now because he was a shit president. Like, whatever.
He's the only president in how many fucking presidents that hasn't started a war?
Oh, he wanted to. Nobody let him.
Well, that's just it. He's still... That doesn't matter. He is the only one in how many presidents that hasn't started a war.
Well, that's not... just because he hasn't doesn't mean he wouldn't have, given the chance. And who's to say he hasn't? Because he might have started the war that's going to end America. And that'd be the Civil War. So, jury's still out on whether he started a war or not. We'll see this year. Don't give him that credit just yet. Well, kids, that is our show for today. We only get 20 hours a month on this platform, and I'm not using them all today.
No, good idea.
But at least when I finally get this all edited together and post it, you guys will be able to hear it and understand it and stuff. So thank you, Riverside, for that.
Very, very excited for this new platform.
And I will be posting a whole bunch of episodes. Everything from last week will go up during the course of this week. And we'll be right back on track. Speaking of which, real quick, something we could talk about more tomorrow, but we're coming up on episode 300. Now, episode 300 is where Apple stops posting shit until you delete some, and 300 is a big deal in the podcast world. That's a huge number, and we're right there. So I remember when we did our 100th episode, anniversary show. I remember it like it was yesterday, and here we are coming up on 300. So that's very cool.
It's very, very nuts.
We will be doing something cool to celebrate that. I don't know what, but it'll involve you guys and something fun. Maybe, I don't know, pin the tail on Gord or something.
Why not? Sure.
We'll come up with something. We'll storm Ashburn, Virginia, and give them all purple nurples or something. Or those, what do you call it when everyone calls it something different, the stomach thing?
Oh, Jesus.
Zerberts or whatever.
Zerberts, yeah. I like Zerbert.
Just to celebrate our 300th episode, everybody go do that to somebody on the street all at the same time.
All at once. I want it just to sound like a giant fart being let out.
All 24 countries we're in. Just everybody do that to each other. That'll stop wars. I think that's what we're going to do. Eric and Gord are going to stop a war this year. I'm not sure which one. But we're going to stop one of them.
That'd be cool.
And then we're going to invade Venezuela.
And we'll do it with nothing but a bottle of fucking Crown Royal, and that's about it.
That's all it takes. They're the lightweights.
That's right.
All right, kids. So until we take over the world or come back tomorrow night, please, for the love of all that's holy in the universe or unholy or whatever, just take care of each other.
Yeah. Do what Eric says. He tends to be right sometimes.
That's frightening. That's the beginning of the end right there.
Right there. That's it. That's why I said it.
Where's my Captivate? Fucking. Okay, bye everybody.
See you guys.
Stop recording, but I start bitching about everything. How do I stop you? Oh yeah, it's you. Pop.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.